Hi everyone. I'm making this video because today I recently watched a video about a woman sharing her experience of being canceled at one point in her life and how her life fell apart because of that and how that felt to her and how it looks like she's reacting to it, how she reacted to it. And I just want to give my 2 cents on it. This woman was betrayed by her friends and family, by her loved ones. She had built a life here in LA years ago, and she became a notable writer. She wrote articles in the Rolling Stone and so on and so forth, with, magazines like that. And she made a tweet about a public issue that was going on, and people did not like what she had to say. They did not like what she said. But the people in her life who, but the people in her life that love her, or at least she thought they did. They were part of her life for a reason. They turned their backs on her. As soon as she had public ridicule, they turned their backs. And it was painful for her to go through that betrayal. And ever since I saw it, and it was like in an ad, I was watching another video, and then that popped up in an ad. I think it's for Prager U or something like that. What I was struck by was her pain. It seemed like she was still in pain, that she was still processing it. And it just reminded me of how I had a similar experience. I was never canceled. I'm not a media person to be canceled, you know. But I do have the unfortunate experience of having a whole room of people at several times of my life in my formative years reject me, and realizing I was rejected. And that had felt so lonely. I had felt so lonely. And it made me never want to open my heart up again. But at the same time, I wanted to open my heart because I wanted friendship. But I didn't want, it's like a weird thing. I wanted the closeness, but I didn't want to let you so close that if you leave, you'll hurt me. And my resolve was just to push everyone away. I'll just keep everybody at an arm's distance. I'll just keep everyone away, and I'll just make that sacrifice because I don't want to be hurt like that again. I don't want to have expectations of friendship just to have you turn your back and drop me. And to feel that utter rejection. I'm not saying I had a completely similar experience in that I understand like the feeling of betrayal that she felt with everyone canceling her, but I have felt rejection. And in the video, I think what bothered me was like she's decided that she's going to wear her pain as an armor. And she's like, I'm happy that I experienced that. I'm happy because now and when God started dealing with me regarding my heart towards people, God was not okay with me holding on to that pain. He wanted me to let it go. I didn't realize I was holding on to the pain. But that's what happens when you don't forgive. You hold on to pain. You hold on to what happened because you're not forgiving it. To forgive is you're letting go. So that you can look back and remember. You can remember that you felt pain. You can remember how you felt in those moments. You can remember the bitterness of the pain, but you're not under it anymore. You can see someone else suffering, but you're not under that anymore. That's what forgiveness gives you. That's one of the many things that forgiveness gives you. It helps you to let go of the pain, not wear it as an armor, not use it to hurt somebody else. You let go of it so that your heart will be willing to love again, and that you can be loved. You can allow yourself to be loved. I could not allow myself to be loved by anyone else who wasn't already in my life. I could not allow it. The idea of opening my heart was too terrifying, and I did not want to experience the fallout if I made a bad decision on letting someone into my life. I just couldn't bear it. So at any point in time someone showed any sort of human weakness of character, I was like, oh, subconsciously, I was like, no. And not only that, I was very angry. I was very angry. I used anger as a shield. I think that lady, she's using her pain as a shield, probably mixed with some anger in there. But I use anger as a shield. Anger became my friend. Anger became what I believed to be my protector, because I would get angry and people would stay away from me. And I didn't want them close because I didn't trust them as far as I could throw them. But then God came. And this wasn't an overnight thing. This has taken God years, and to be quite honest, I am still processing it. I am still slowly processing my hurts that I experienced, or the aftermath of the hurts that I experienced when I was a child. And I guess that's why I'm making this video, is that this woman in this ad, she doesn't sound like she's forgiven. It sounds like she hasn't forgiven yet. And if she really wants to be healed, she has to forgive. So, because when she forgives, she'll let it go. She'll let the pain go. And what she experienced just becomes something that she experienced. It doesn't become something that defines her. And I feel like the way she was talking is she was using this very painful experience to be something that defines her. And like, don't let yourself be defined by your pain. Let yourself be defined by you conquering it. And I know that's easier said than done, but I see in myself that I am healing, because people will make me mad. And in the past, when someone's made me angry, like really mad, or I feel like they've targeted me unfairly or whatever, I don't want anything to do with them. I'm going to be really serious. I almost get an apathetic heart towards them. Like if something bad happens to them, I don't feel anything. It's just like, oh, okay. I'm serious. I feel like in the past, if you had hurt me, you could get run over by a car in front of me, and I would keep walking and keep going where I need to go. Like, that's how done I am with you. I can see you suffer and not care because you hurt me or you made me upset, and I've decided I'm not going to care for you. That's not good. That's not good. As a Christian, that's not good. As a follower of God, that's not good. That's not how He wants us to be. But in order for God to get me there, to even see that that's not good and I shouldn't think that that's okay, it took a lot of work for Him to get me there. But now I am there. People make me mad. They make me upset. Sorry, I just realized that didn't make any sense. It took a while for God to get me to the point where I saw that that's not good and that I would do differently, that I would choose to forgive and to let go. And yes, I still remember that you pissed me off. Yes, I still remember that you threw me under the bus. Yes, and I do attribute that to your character because you literally did it. Yes. But do I hate you for it? No. Will I hate you? No. Because I don't want to hate anybody. I don't want to wish ill on anyone. My heart cries that I wish the bad thing never happened versus wanting to hurt someone. And so I find my heart is more willing, and it's easier for me to forgive others than it was when I was younger. that isn't to say I don't get mad and I don't get pissed, but I don't hold on to it. I let it go. I really do let it go. And I can let it go enough that if that person comes to me in kindness, or if I have to deal with that person, I can deal with them and be kind and be thoughtful and be considerate of them. And that just wasn't a true thing for me in the past. And it's because God changed that. He changed me. And he's been healing me behind the scenes. And watching that woman describe her heart breaking. And it looked like she wanted to turn to someone for comfort. And the people she thought to turn to were the very people who were turning away from her. I felt so sad for her. And I pray that if she doesn't already have God, that she finds him and that she lets him heal her, that she can truly be free of that pain and not defined by it any longer. I think we tell ourselves to, I think we think it's really strong to turn our pain into like a armor, but it's not. It's not, because what you're doing is basically you got hurt, so you decide you're never going to get hurt again. So then you decide you're never going to let people get close again. That's not something a strong person does. That is a weak thing to do. But we tell ourselves it's strong because we're like, oh well, I'm not dependent on people. But it's not about being dependent on people. It's about having a willingness to love, and to love takes strength. Because people will inevitably hurt you. But will you do it anyway? Will you love anyway? Because it's not the fault of the person who loves if somebody betrays them. The person who betrays them, who's done the evil deed, though they are the evildoer. You're not wrong for having loved. That's natural. It takes strength to love people because people are flawed. And it is a risk to love people. But if you want to be loved, from my experience, from pushing people away for years, is that just as you are looking at people and judging them whether or not they are worthy to be loved, or if you think that they're safe enough to be in your life, they're looking at you the same way. And they're seeing that your heart is closed off. And a person with a closed off heart is not a safe person to let into your life when you're looking to be loved, when you're looking for attachment, because that's a person who's not willing to be attached to. they're not willing to be attached to. So how is that a safe person to love? How are you safe for someone to love if that's what you're doing? You're not. And that's something I had to learn too. This video's getting kind of long, so I guess I'll just end it here. I guess I just, seeing that lady's pain in the raw just reminded me of the work that God is doing in me, how he's trying to heal me. And I do say trying because God could only go as far as I let him. And there's some times where I am conscious of the fact that I'm telling him to stop because he's touching something that's very sensitive. But I'm always reminded by him that he loves me, and he's only touching this sore spot, emotional sore spot, to heal me. And that he wants me to be free. So he has to address it. And I find that at those times, God is so gentle and he's so patient. And if I need to slow down, he slows down. He'll still be working on me, but he'll slow down for me as I'm trying to process the things that he's doing. He's very gentle. He's very kind. If you feel God touching something that's really sensitive and it's almost making you want to run away, know that he's on your side. You don't have to be like the woman and make your pain your armor. You don't have to armor up around him. Just be yourself and be honest and say, God, this is a lot. And I need you to be as gentle as possible, please. I'm really scared I'm going to break if you touch this. And be honest with him. Because he already knows. And he's already going to be gentle. But sometimes, you just need to say it. And you just need to know that he heard. Because God doesn't want you broken either. That's why he heals us. He heals us to mend us. Because we don't see that we're already broken. And he is restoring what was broken that never should have been broken. And he's fortifying it so that if something like that happens again, you won't break again. Because you'll be fortified. Anyway, that's all I have to say this video. I think I rambled a lot. I hope you guys have a good night. Be blessed. Goodbye.